Zilliqa. So, Zilliqa is an exciting project, and it was really exciting in 2021, especially as they were announcing the emergence of a console. Sadly, this kind of that bit has been put on hold. I actually think, in terms of like something that could have pushed them forward dramatically, I think the console would have been a phenomenal idea, and I think they're probably going to come back to it. But I want to take a look at where Zilliqa's at right now and where it can go to in this bull cycle. Before I get into it though, if you're new here and you don't know what a spreadsheet is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on this channel. You can see Zilliqa in there. In the videos, I showed myself buying these coins because I expected they were going to make me a lot of money. If you'd have done the same, if you'd have put $100 into each coin when I released the videos, sat on those coins for about 16 months and then sold them, your total profit in that time would have been over 123 grand. That's in under a year and a half. That's the money that can be made in crypto. Now, I sold these, but I do share the coins that I own on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So if you actually to join today, you'd see my entire portfolio. When I add to it with a new coin or one of the coins I already have, I will let my members know what coin it is, what price I'm adding, what price I'm buying at, and what percentage of my cash I'm putting in. When I sell a coin, I let my members know what coin I'm selling and at what price. Again, it means the members get in on coins at the same price, get out at the same price. There is no work for the members at all. If you go onto the site, you will see why there are thousands of members on the site. It's because of the successes we've had, and it's all public record. You can verify it. You'll also see what the members have earned. Again, public record, and you can verify it. The market's halved. We're having a bit of a pullback. If you don't have your portfolio sorted, this is actually the perfect time to do it while the prices are dropped. Because once this market starts ripping, it's going to rip hard and fast. And if you haven't sorted your portfolio out by then, you're going to miss out on a lot of profits. So have a read of Copy My Crypto. Pause this video, check it all out. Because if you do, I think you'll realize it's a service you should try out. Now, Zilliqa. So Zilliqa is a public permissionless blockchain. It's designed to offer very fast throughput, completing thousands of transactions per second, trying to solve the scalability and speed problem by employing sharding as their second layer. The platform has some decentralized apps which allow for staking and yield farming. The founders of Zilliqa are Pratik Saxena, an assistant professor at the National University of Singapore School of Computing. Saxena and several students in the School of Computing published a paper in 2016 outlining how a sharding-focused blockchain can improve network efficiency and speed. Around the same time, Saxena co-founded Anquan Capital alongside Max Cantelia, a lifelong finance and tech entrepreneur, and Juza Motiwala, former president of the Singapore Computer Society. They then incorporated Zilliqa Research in 2017 to develop Zilliqa, bringing on Dong Zinshu as its CEO, Yaoqi Jia as the CTO, and Amrit Kumar as the CSO. All three previously worked at the NUS School of Computing as well. Now, what makes Zilliqa unique is they employ a sharded network. So it's the first blockchain to rely entirely on a sharded network. The idea is to achieve really fast throughput, tons of transactions per second, and each shard processes transactions individually as the network grows, and the number of shards increases, the number of transactions that can be processed per second also increases. So the beauty of this is that, again, the more people that actually use the network, the faster the network gets. It's actually something that improves with usage, which is like almost the entire opposite of something like Solana, where when the usage is so bloody high, the network switches off and starts again. Or Ethereum, when the network's so bloody high, the cost skyrockets. Now, Zilliqa has been active for a while and runs millions of transactions per month. They've also been scaling, going from producing 900 blocks per day to over 2,500 blocks per day. They've improved dramatically in a very, very short space of time. As you can see, BNB and Zilliqa, the contracts that you can get. If we actually go to Zilliqa, you know what? I don't actually mind their website. Simple. not over the top. One thing that is quite frustrating in the crypto space and the blockchain space is you get a lot of crypto websites that are very techie. And what I mean by that is lots of graphics, lots of crap everywhere that slows the system down. Now, I'm sure they go, oh, this looks fancy, and oh, people will be really impressed by this. But here's what happens. If your website can't load in 3 or 4 seconds, people switch off because they get pissed off. That's the reality. And there's a lot of crypto projects that need to realize that, because they're probably losing potential investors because you can't open the bloody site. And it is something they really do need to consider, because I can think of like 5 or 6 crypto projects off the top of my head that have a very graphics heavy site that is complete shit. As I said, you can stake Zilliqa. Total value locked in Zilliqa at the moment is 127 million, which when you put into context, the overall network is market cap is 409 million. So they've got roughly a third of the overall supply locked up. About 28%. I don't even know why I looked. 28% of the supply. APR as well as 9.9%, which is pretty damn good. You're not going to complain about that. Daily transactions, as you can see, cumulative value of the transaction on chain has been over 12.5 mil, so they're getting decent transactions. In fact, if we go onto ecosystem stats, we might be able to get a better thing, because one thing I do notice is we don't see updates on like enough. So yeah, running so April 26th was crap. Obviously today has not been much, but yesterday 22,000, 23,000, 25. It's decent, not amazing, but decent. 25,000 or so. Enough people using it. Ecosystem wise, I actually think their ecosystem looks pretty good. There's a few crappy projects in here. I also critique. Update this, man. We know you've added projects. Add them to your site. Yeah. So don't put exchanges in. First of all, it's not a project that it's just where you can buy. Have that as a separate section. Don't put that as part of your ecosystem. But yeah, they've got some interesting stuff here. There's one in particular that I want to talk about. When I get to it, Lunar Crush. Lunar Crush is having a very big impact on the crypto market from a social analytics point. Lunar Crush is one of the most retweeted crypto projects in the space. Why did they build on Zilliqa? Because Zilliqa is very fast and strong. It's that simple. But Lunar Crush has huge, House of Chimera, Catalyzing Digital Future, and a review of Lunar Crush's upcoming products. So they've got social analytics measurement, they've got social growth tools, they've got creator monetization platform. They're all coming. And again, I think we'll see Lunar Crush being heavily used. And when that does happen, what happens to Zilliqa? Well, Zilliqa gets a better reputation. They're working with Winner's Circle. Winner's Circle is, and the Racing League UK in particular, are absolutely massive in terms of gambling within the UK. TW and the Winner's Circle rather have a very, very strong partnership. I think this is actually a really good project to be aligned with, because I think it's going to give gamblers a lot of interest in Zilliqa in particular. Maybe they start getting into crypto wider, but one of the first exposures that a number of gamblers are going to get in the UK will be Zilliqa, which is, again, a clever idea. And they're promoting the Winner's Circle heavily at the moment, because I think they've realised that they can onboard a lot of potential people that are likely to be investors. So yeah, very good idea. And they're also delivering the version 9 3.3.4. This is going to improve the EVM compatibility, and hopefully they're aiming to set a new benchmark in the space for this. So they keep updating on this as well. Again, looks strong. I think it's very disappointing that they've that there's been a pause on the console. I think the console could have been a banger. Now it is worth noting, look, Zilliqa's not exactly it's only had one bull cycle. You can't really call any of this a bull cycle because it wasn't. The market crashed in January of 2018, and that's when Zilliqa launched. And throughout all of 2018, 2019, 2020, the market was crashing. This is a sporadic burst, but overall, realistically, it's been through one bull cycle. Now, I still think this is one that should be able to hit a new all-time high based on what they're doing. However, I will point out there are a few things that are somewhat concerning. I think volume is low given the strength of this project. It's obviously better than it was back in the days of 2018, 2019, 2020. In 2021, though, it was doing hundreds of millions of dollars a day. It's got nowhere close to that as of yet. So, barring, it looks like one sporadic day. So volume is a little concerning. The other thing that Zilliqa is not going to have is the Binance bounce. Now, it could get the Coinbase bounce, because it isn't on Coinbase as of yet. And that could be really positive for Zilliqa, because Binance, one thing that really pushed Zilliqa to the moon as well, on top of the upgrades, on top of the network really strengthening, was the fact that that Binance introduced Zilliqa to their platform along with Zilliqa's staking. So everyone could get in and everyone could profit. So one thing to be aware of, Coinbase aren't going to do that. Coinbase might list them, but Coinbase aren't going to introduce Coinbase staking. Coinbase have been very careful about what they're putting up as staking because the SEC are always there in the background, lurking like a thief in the night. So they're not necessarily going to get a bounce from the staking thing. I do think this is a really strong project. I think the users is surprising there aren't more users. However, we keep seeing this emergence in layer 1s and layer 2s, and everyone likes the shiny new thing. But I think Zilliqa still has legs. I'm not fully convinced by new all-time high. I do think, at the very least, Zilliqa's going to try and retest, 15 odd cents. I think there's going to be a decent rally for Zilliqa because I think it's been around for long enough. It's like an OG in the space, and I do think a lot of people still know Zilliqa is really fast, easy to move around. For it to hit an all-time high, there are, from my perspective, two things that need to happen. Number one, a Coinbase listing has to happen. If there's staking added into Coinbase, I think this blasts really, really fast. If they also can push on the console. I don't think people realize how significant the gaming console would have been, because you would have been able to mine Zilliqa while playing games. You would have had a physical thing that everyone could play that actually could have drawn in a lot of gamers that like consoles. And I think it's disappointing that they've paused on that. And I think if they push forward on that combined with a Coinbase listing, I think this would go would moon. It would be like, I honestly think it would hit like $10. Sorry, $10. I think it could hit $1. However, obviously they'd have to market it and advertise it effectively. That's a big thing. If they just get a Coinbase listing, I can see no all-time high. I don't think it's going to be huge. I think it could be about 40 cents, which is pretty good from where it is. But otherwise, if the Coinbase listing doesn't happen and the console, there's no progress on the console, I think probably looking at around 15 cents. I think it's going to struggle to break its previous high, in spite of the fact that I think it's a very, very strong project. Unless there's just an explosion in Lunar Crush, which draws attention back to Zilliqa, or unless there's just a heavy-duty marketing campaign to get people using Zilliqa. Because that's something that, again, there's not a lot of crypto projects that really focus on marketing. They think the tech is going to carry them forward. And the problem is like, if no one knows about your tech, if not people know about your tech, it doesn't really matter. Can't trust word of mouth as a thing. You have to get people to try stuff and test stuff. So I think 15 cents is probably where it's going, but a Coinbase listing, and I think 40 cents is a really solid, fair target and a new all-time high. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. If you're a Zilliqa holder, you're a bit disappointed that they've sort of put a pause on the console. Let me know in the comments. And guys, if you want to make the same profits as me in this bull cycle, you can do. All you have to do is join up at copymycrypto.com. That is the site I run, where I share with all my members the coins that I own. When I find cryptos that I think are going to make me a ton of cash, like Zilliqa did, I jump onto the site, I tell my members about the coin that I'm going to buy, the profits I think it can have, the percentage of my money I'm going to put in. My members can copy along exactly, so there is absolutely no work for the members. And if you go onto the site and see what the members have earned, along with things I've said in the past, you'll see why there are thousands and thousands of members on the site. It's all public record as well, you can verify it all. And look, we've had the halving, we're having some sideways action on the markets, we're having a bit of a pullback. If you want to get your portfolio started or sorted, now is actually the time while we are having this pullback. Because once the market rips, it rips hard, it rips fast, and you're going to have missed out on tons of profits. So have a read through the site, see what it's all about, and if you like what you see, guys, try out the site. It's that simple. Have a good day. Bye-bye.